pictures are worth 1,000 words, and then you add some video in there, and then it's even more pictures, and then like Atali takes a whole bunch of pictures. How many words is that? I mean, do the math, it's probably thousands and thousands of words. Post that across a couple different social media platforms, and my goodness, your branding is really getting going. So today I'm here with Atali Samuel, a photographer in the area, and I'm Chase Turnbow with Chase Me Films. So Atali, she is voted best photographer in DFW. Dallas Morning News, People's Choice Gold, first place winner. And so I'm excited to be interviewing her today. We're gonna be talking about branding and how you can use photo and video effectively to just explode your message, explode your business across all platforms. And so Atali, tell us, what is your expertise and what do you love to do? What makes photography so awesome for you?
I love that first question. So for me, photography is about making my client feel seen and heard and loved and validated, right? So I like to bring out the beauty in everybody. My two main genres are events photography, which you and I have worked on a lot of events together, and then branding photography, specifically personal branding photography. That's what I specifically like to shoot.
So when people come to you, what is really their main goals? What are they focused on? What are they wanting to get out of their photo shoot?
Right. So for branding specifically, what I typically get contacted by small to medium-sized business owners, folks that know that they need a better web presence, that they need to at least improve or kick off their social media platforms, and they know that they need visual content.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so with pre-production, what are the kind of the first steps when someone contacts you? How do you figure out how the photo shoot's going to come about? How is it going to look?
The pre-production is about a 10-hour process for me ahead of time before we ever even push a button.
Got it. So let's show the audience, because I know you actually have a real life example of what this looks like. What do you call this when it all comes together? So this is
what I call my creative deck. Okay. And so this is a creative deck that I created for a med spa injector. She specifically focuses on injections and laser therapy. Okay. From the conversation, I create 100% of this, right? Granted, these images are not mine. I get inspiration to kind of know what direction we're going to go in. Okay. But by the end of this, and her pictures didn't look anything like this, but this is actually an image that I asked her to send me. This image, for whatever reason, resonated with her. When I look at this picture, what I see is sharp lines. I see chrome. I see, badass. I see a redhead. It's not what I'm going to photograph, but what this picture tells me, right? Because this is all nonverbal communication, is how she wants to come across. So then I come up with, futuristic, anti-aging, empowered, beauty, confidence, precision, right? Those nails are so precise. And so these are all the concepts that I came up with for her. So this is the shot list, right? And I do this for everybody across the board, depending on what industry they're in, ideas. And then we go through and they will literally try on items in their closet.
Wow.
Yeah. So by the end of it, they've got a packing list. And I know exactly, and so here's an example of the packing list, right? So for concept 4, I needed her to bring all these items. And some items she didn't have, but I had, right?
So for this one specifically, was it being shot in the studio?
Yes, we shot, so this was 2 separate photo shoots. Okay. 2 2-hour photo shoots, and we shot both of them here in the studio. But this is one of the final photos from shoot number 1, right? That is retouched. There are some elements in there, that I edited out, but it still looks authentic. It still looks organic. It still, if you were to meet her, it looks like her.
Everyone needs a cohesive brand across platforms, but also across mediums. So if you look the same on your images, on your videos, you look the same as when you meet them in person, that's great. But if you have all these different alter egos of yourself, where you got your AI version of yourself on your Twitter account, and then you got the video version of you, and they all look different, then it's not creating that cohesive brand, and personal brand is so important in that. So yeah, make people look good, touch them up a little bit, but we're not going to airbrush you and do all these AI crazy tricks that make you look different.
I'm not going to get rid of all your pores. Pores are natural. What I will say though, and this is probably very similar in videography, how I pose my client and how I light my client plays a big part in what they look like on camera, right? I mean, here's a great example. If I sit like this, I'm all hips, right? But I've been sitting like this for a reason, because I'm creating lines with my body, and this is much more slenderizing than facing the camera forward.
Because a lot of people want to say, I want to come across confident. Right. So in my images, how do you stand? How do you sit to look confident?
If I've got a guy, pose? Right? I call this man spreading, right? If I've got a guy who wants to come across, right? So let's man spread. And I have words. I have like weird
Show me how to be confident on my images.
All right. So the toes are going to face forward first of all, because this doesn't look confident.
Not like this.
No, this looks confident.
Not duck feet. Okay.
Now, even though you're going to suck everything in and you're going to hinge forward from the low back, okay? And then you're going to give me what I like to call prayer hands, or there you go.
Yeah.
That's kind of, and then I would shoot you from a different angle, right? Now, let's say that you want to be more like, the world's most interesting man, and you want to take up space,
interesting.
right?
Okay. All right?
Now you're taking up space. Now you're like, I have something to say, right? Or you could do something like this. If you want to look more distinguished, and men do this all the time, they'll cross the leg, but here's the trick. Bring the calf higher, and then that's more masculine. Shoulders back. Chin forward. We don't want to see all the that happens.
Let me tell you something very interesting about video today. This is the new pose I'm going to use throughout my videos because Atali taught me how to do this.
Yeah.
Most interesting videographer right here.
Yeah, there you go. So there's different poses that tell different stories.
Let's see what else. Visual identity. What does that mean to you, and what is that important? What does creating that for your clients mean?
A lot of times the clients come to me and they have not yet hired a marketing firm to create their visual identity. They come to me and they're like, I need pictures. And I'm like, pictures of what, right?
Yeah.
So let's say you come to me, videographer Chase. You want images for Chase Me Films, for you and your staff, right? Okay, well, what kind of videographer are you? How do you want to come across? Give me some keywords that people would use to describe you, okay? And this is where they get to talk about your personality, right? Because we don't want everything to be so stuffy, right? We want to incorporate elements into your brand that I would then photograph, right? So I am myself a goofball.
Okay.
Colorful.
All right.
I love my Adidas. I always have sunglasses on my head because whenever I'm in here, I'm always blinded by the natural light, right? This is becoming part of my visual identity. It's becoming part of my brand.
So you know it, you own it, you purposely put it within your images, or like how you want to come across online.
Right.
And so is authenticity the most important aspect of when deciding on what your brand is? 1000%.
Again, just like what you said earlier, when I meet you in person, I want to look at this photo on Instagram. I want to look at this video footage. And I want to be like, I want to feel like I've met you before I've met you. And that I'm meeting the real you.
Yeah.
So the video and the images need to come across identical to who the person really is. But they don't typically know how they want to come across.
So I'm guessing one of the most important questions is not just how do you want to come across, but who are you? Who is your company? And what is important about your company?
Right.
Instead of trying to figure out, what's going to sell the best, or what's going to come across the best, or what does my audience want? Instead, just who are you? Who is your company? And what attributes does your company have? And if they're good, positive ones, then let's elevate those and highlight those. So we talked about pre-production, the actual taking the pictures, and now kind of give us what it looks like when it comes all together. You actually have some examples for us.
Yeah, so I pulled up the images from these photo shoots for the injector for Natasha. Okay. So she's got, between the 2 photo shoots that we did, so this is the latest photo shoot right here, right? She's got probably close to 300 images. And she loves her high-tech stuff, and so we did a lot with her
So collectively,
high-tech.
how many hours did you take photos for?
It was two 2-hour photo shoots.
So 4 hours
4 hours
total.
of photography. I would say probably close to, like I said, 10-ish hours of creating that creative deck, of like going through her brand questionnaire.
Those are good.
Yeah. And we got to play with a lot of color and gels.
Look at that.
Yeah, isn't that fun? And she's got a product line, so we did some of the stuff with her product line as well. The injections, we got to get a little futuristic because that was her vibe.
I love to see how it all came together.
Yeah, for sure.
So all the way from the pre-production to the post-production. And now let's talk more about distribution. You kind of alluded to it. That's it. I mean, these can go so many different places.
So many. I mean, I always tell people, look at one photo and think of all the different uses you have just for that one photo. Do you want to have a single image post? Do you want to post a carousel? Do you want to create a reel with it?
So if you had to specifically just pick 2 platforms and someone was just getting started in social media and really wanted to brand their business, what are the 2 platforms that you would go hard and heavy on?
It depends on their industry.
Okay.
If they're already active on LinkedIn and Facebook, then I would say LinkedIn and
then
Facebook.
lean into that because they already have maybe some friends,
Right.
already have some posts on there.
Right.
So
if it's more of like a corporate industry, I definitely tell them to do Facebook and LinkedIn. If it's more of like a visual industry like ours, TikTok,
right.
Instagram. Like Instagram is my number 1 platform for me. I don't post much on LinkedIn because I don't really get a lot of clients from LinkedIn. I get my clients from Instagram and Facebook and Google.
Yeah.
So it just really depends on where they're wanting to get their target audience from.
Yeah. And I would also say that if you've only tried 1 or 2 platforms and you're putting money into video and photo and really wanting to explode your brand, then think about getting a social media planner, a software that can distribute all your videos and all your photos in one place. So like for me, I'll go and film a reel, and in one button, one click, it can go out to all my social networks. So TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
oh my gosh,
LinkedIn. So I'm growing an audience across every single platform. And what's cool is some people that go onto Instagram, swiping through, they'll see me and like, oh, look, there's Chase. And then later in the day, they go on Facebook or YouTube and it's like, oh, there he is again. And so when you're able to simultaneously be across every single platform, every major one, then that's really what's going to just get in people's mind that, man, these guys are important. They're professional.
Yeah. They know what they're doing.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so that level of just being omnipresent, as they call it in the digital marketing world, is going to be so effective for you. And especially if you're going to be spending money with a videographer or a photographer like us, then why not post it on as many platforms as possible? Use it in your email marketing. Use it on your banner images of your website. Wherever you can place the images and photos, you might as well leverage it and get the biggest bang.
All the bangs. You know, and you actually, so a lot of my clients ask me what I use for a newsletter platform. And I'm gonna plug my favorite newsletter platform, if that's okay.
Sure.
I switched from a pretty high-end, well-known platform that I just got very annoyed with because the prices kept going up and up and up. And I started using Flowesk.
Okay.
So easy, user-friendly, drag and drop. Grab the images directly from the album. It's amazing. And if anybody out there wants to use Flowesk, contact me. I'll get you half off your first year. It is so easy. And now they've just created an integration with Canva. You can do video and photos, and it is the quickest way to get to your audience. It's just easier than any other. I don't want to name the other ones, but you've probably used them. I say Flowesk all the way.
And that's just a free tip. That's not, we're not even sponsored here.
No, we're not sponsored at all. I mean, I have it for both the studio and my personal photography business, and I've gotten more inquiries from my newsletters than ever before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Love
and
it.
you can just drag one photo in, like you would do like an Instagram post, right? One photo, one caption or whatever. Boom. That's a newsletter. You're done.
Beautiful. Love it. Well, thank you, Atali, for joining me today. Thank you for this discussion. She knows so much about photo, and it's quite a bit different than video, honestly. And so it's always cool to be able to work with her, whether it's with an event or with a client that's looking to do a full rebrand and needs the photo piece and video. So I hope you guys got value out of this today. Hey, make sure, no matter what, if there's one thing that you hear today, is make sure to get yourself out there, put yourself out there, be the authentic you, and build your business the right way with photo and images. And let just people have to know you. They're not going to be able to pay you for your services or products if they don't know you first. And so get out there in a visual way, be the authentic you, and let's go explode
Make some
business.
money.
Make some money.
That's
Make some money at the end of the day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Bye.